Okay, got out this morning and was trying out my new camera setup for autocross season whenever that happens to come. Basically, I've got a camera on my chin spoiler, a camera on my front license plate mount, and then one that I've put in the interior of the car. The interior angle is a little bit low, but I think it'll give me what I need in terms of showing steering wheel and shift inputs. But this is a road. I got on the internet and asked for the best driver road in my metro area, and this is the road that they gave me, 4.5 miles with no stop signs or stoplights. What they didn't mention is that there's a bunch of subdivisions. Although this is adjacent to a state forest, there's still a bunch of subdivisions along it that abut the boundary of the state forest. So, at 7 o'clock in the morning, there was a fair amount of traffic and it was raining a little bit, but more importantly, there's a lot of driveways and the speed limit was 35, 45 the whole way. It looks a lot faster because of the low angle of the camera, but you'll see when we switch to the interior view, I'm not going very fast at all. But nice little drive, nice road, a little bumpy, could stand to be repaved. But part of that is because my Z is so low and sprung so stiffly that it magnifies every little bump. Around the corner here, the flashing warning lights is like, okay, do you really gotta warn? But I guess at night you might miss this corner. I don't see how, but I thought the flashing warning signs were a bit much. Ironically, as I was coming back, because I ran my GoPros, I ran the full length one way and then I turned around and came back, and on the way back I ran across a Tesla that had a GoPro suction cups to his roof, apparently doing the same thing I was doing, which I thought was hilarious. But this road does have the rep for being the best quote-unquote enthusiast driving road in the area. And I live in a fairly large metro area, so there aren't a lot of roads where you can, kind of unwind and enjoy your curves. And here's a bicyclist I'm passing. Now here you can see from the interior view of the car, you can tell I'm not going very fast. I mean, those trees are going by pretty slow. It just looks like I'm going a million miles an hour when you're, 4 or 5 inches off the ground, but I'm really not doing more than about 45 or 50 through any portion of this. And most of the time I'm doing closer to 35 or 40. But was happy to get out and drive. There are some better roads further out, but I live deep into the interior, so we're talking about going north a county to get to a place where I could drive for real. And even then, that road was starting to see some development 15 years ago when I left the state. So now that I'm back, I'm sure that area is probably pretty heavily developed as well. It's getting so that there's not really, even though this is a quote-unquote southern rural state, it's getting so, water on the lens, it's getting so that there's no place around here to drive without going all the way to the mountains. A lot of people like to drive the Dragon, but for me to get to the Dragon it's like a 4-hour drive to get out there. Might be further actually. So, and also I know that the speed limits on the Dragon are really slow, even though it's super curvy. I also know that the speed limits out there are slow. I did find some nice roads between Asheville and the Tennessee border, but again, most of those roads, the speed limit's only 35 or 45, and if you meet a semi in one of those bends, one of y'all is going to have to pull over. I'll just leave it at that. But as far as being, curving around the base of a mountain and having a creek right near you, it's very scenic in that regard, but fun to drive, but not a place that's tolerant of mistakes. If you mess up, you're either going to be in the creek or in a tree. So and here we're coming to the end of the road, so that's it. Thank you. Thank you for watching Cocktails and Crankshafts. If you enjoy my content, please like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to hit the bell icon. and we'll see you soon with new content.